In this video, I'm going to teach you how to draw the remaining 2 chairs in our composition. Now, this is probably a pretty good time to just identify a couple of the laws of perspective here, because we haven't talked about them in this sense. But you can see here, notice the difference between the shapes of the chairs here and here, and just how different they look, what planes you see more of and less of based on their relationship with the vanishing point here. And that's really kind of an interesting part of learning perspective, is to start to see how you can check yourself by looking at kind of, these are a little bit closer to the location of the vanishing point on the horizon line, whereas these are a little bit farther away. We're going to start to see more and less of objects based on their location within the, or related to the horizon line. Same thing here, you can see the reason why you see the underside of this is because it's above the horizon line. If you hold your hand like this in front of your eye, notice if you lower your hand down, you see the top of your hand, and if you raise it above your eye, you see the bottom of your hand. And that's what's happening here. You see very, very little of this sill here. It's a lot thinner because it's only a foot away from the horizon line. You see more of the top of the, or the underside of this window, because it's above the horizon line, far above it in fact. And so as you're drawing, kind of notice these things and notice the difference in the relationships, and that's going to help you kind of catch mistakes before you make them, if you do make any. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and draw the chairs, the head, the host and hostess chairs. And so once again, it's going to be the same process. I'm going to draw this ground line back to the true height wall, up 3 feet, and it's right there. And then the same thing here, this line here, back and up. And of course, just as you probably guessed, all we're going to do is connect that line out, and that line is drawn all the way through space at 36 inches tall. Okay, and then straight up. And where they intersect is the front of the box. And they should be horizontal. They are. And then see how, what we call foreshortened. See how thin the side of this box is going to look. And that's because it's almost right in line with the vanishing point. See? It's only 6 inches away. And that's why you're going to barely see the side of this the box for this chair. It's going to be a sliver because it's foreshortened. And then you can see here it intersects right up here at that line. The line we just drew. Perfect. And then I can use my T-square, run it straight across. And where it intersects this other line, that's the front of the box. See? Okay. Perfect. Okay, so there's the front of our box right here. We'll go ahead and ink that in after. Same thing here. This is going to be so painful and so painful to draw, because it's going to be, most of it's going to be covered up, and it's going to be so foreshortened. But let's go ahead and draw it anyway. It's going to have the same front edges and side edges, just like the ones that we drew, so they can share the same line. You can go, we're going to just vertically up. I'm trying to be as neat as possible here. In the back corner, again, just as foreshortened as can be. Look. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ink these in. So this box, we'll see the whole front of it. None of it will be hidden. can see here I'm getting a little bit thick because of my marker, so points are not aligning up wonderfully, but we can see them. And if I used a thinner pen, you wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing. So unfortunately, we're sacrificing accuracy for clarity here. So you see the top of the box, and the rest of it's going to be just hidden. And the whole back one's going to be hidden. Okay, so there are your boxes. And notice you can see all these lines are all coming out from this 36-inch tall line on the true height wall and extending outward because all of these boxes are the same height.